Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And Liam in Arlington Heights needs the Monday song specifically for him.
Just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, mother. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit, let it slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
Well, there you go, Liam in Arlington Heights. That was for you. We dedicate that song to everybody Monday morning when you need it. And Liam, boy, I don't know what's going on in Arlington Heights. I don't know what you did over the weekend, but needed it, feels it. We all feel you. We see you, brother. We see you.
We hear you. We're here to support you.
All right, welcome in. 6:04. It is 66 degrees and on its way to like 86 today. It's like July and September, man. It's pretty nice.
And I don't want to complain about it.
No.
Because, when it gets chilly, we're all upset. But I wanted a nice long fall. Like, I hope fall goes all the way through November.
Yeah.
I hope it's like that perfect 60 degree. I hope it's not just balls hot and then like cold and snowing. I'm looking for my perfect little in between.
I'm fine if it's balls hot longer than normal and then goes right to cold. I mean, I'd like a fall. I agree with you. I'd like a fall.
Fall's my favorite. It just feels the best.
I like balls hot better.
You like balls
I think.
hot?
Casey, you like balls hot?
I prefer balls hot.
Instead of a nice crisp fall.
Wouldn't miss fall if I never saw it again. I do not want to experience the seasons. I prefer balls hot year round. If it was never under 80 degrees again, I would not complain.
Well,
You live in the wrong place. There's places that have that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You should move. And I don't mean that as like, I'll miss you, but like you should move.
it depends if you'd miss Kenzie more than balls hot.
Nope.
No, I prefer balls hot.
Yeah, I get it.
No, I'd kick Kenzie to the curb if I could get balls hot year round.
Like, again, you could totally make this happen.
I know.
But then you don't get
Achievable
us.
dream.
He's not here then.
I don't think he cares about us.
Balls hot is attractive.
I know.
Balls hot's a lifestyle.
I used to live in Balls Hot. Oh, I know.
Yeah. Well, the problem with balls hot is like Florida's balls hot, but you get mosquitoes. Arizona's balls hot, and it's drier heat. Like Phoenix is like the far west suburb of Chicago with the amount of people that have moved to Phoenix. So I think Phoenix is the option if you want balls hot without mosquitoes. But you get
great.
But you get scorpions. You get scorpions in Arizona.
No bueno. I loved living in Florida. I didn't have a bunch of mosquitoes.
Oh, my brother was in Tampa. Every time I went there in the summer, it was tons of mosquitoes.
I never got bit by a mosquito.
I got bit by tons of mosquitoes.
Well, you're like a beacon. Look at you.
I got a lot of land.
You look like Thanksgiving to a mosquito. You're massive.
So much real estate.
Yeah.
God.
A whole family can enjoy.
Yeah. No, thank you. So anyway, check it out. We got a huge busy day for you. Offspring again. It's Riot Fest week. Offspring, 8 o'clock. We'll start off Riot Fest week Thursday night at the Metro with our pop-up, so another chance at 8 o'clock for that. We have Korn tickets coming up in Clash with Kenzie. We also have Manchester Orchestra military gun tickets. And I'll tell you what, coming up here in 7 minutes. Why don't we do this? Let's start off right off out of the gate for you early folks with us. When We Were Young Festival, a trip to it in Vegas. 2-night stay at Resorts World, 2 tickets for the show. And, of course, you've got My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, A Day to Remember, Jimmy Eat World, Pierce the Veil. Like, it's a ridiculous emo day, and you'll be there. Flights, everything. So in 7 minutes, we'll give you a keyword to get you there.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Once again, text WHEN, WHEN, to a different text number than usual, 95819. 95819 is the text number for that national contest with us. So When We Were Young Festival, you get a trip there. It's incredible. Now, time for a fact that makes your brain go. I think a lot of people today wonder what someone like Case the Producer's age, obviously a little bit younger, wants to do for a living. Because in today's world, it just seems that is there an industry that you'd go, yeah, I want to do that. And hopefully it's doctors or, people trying to cure cancer coming out of college right now. I'm not sure what people want to do anymore because I have nephews now that have just gotten out of college, and I think they want to chill. I don't know. I just want to kick it. I want to listen to some music, there are a lot of people are taking gap years now.
Must be nice.
Well, I love it's the Sebastian Maniscalco skit when he's like, Dad, I got to go find myself. He's like, you're right here. I found you. Get a job.
Yeah, we paid $200,000 for you to spend 4 years in college to find yourself. Yeah, but now I need a year or two without that.
Yeah, who am I?
God, I wish
somebody without a job.
Yeah. I wish I could have sold that to my dad.
Oh.
What would you have done during your gap year?
I mean, probably
Kick it.
Yeah.
I told my mom when I was leaving high school, which, by the way, it wasn't like they were going to fund my college anyways. That wasn't on the table. I go, I feel like I'm going to, go to California or I want to just, move, get my grip, and then I'm going to figure out what I want to major in because I don't want to go to school and, change my major 8 times and pay for it. And mind you, I'm an adult, and they're not paying for my school. She goes, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I think it could be good for me. She's like, no, school here will be good for you.
Yep. I know.
That was it. And then I had to do that. But I'm like, I'm paying for it. It was the weirdest thing.
They still won't let you.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
guess.
I'm telling people that if you are a listener and you're in that age range, fight for that gap year. Do that.
No.
Do it. Just
No.
do because you can't get that back. You can't do a gap year at 36.
No, here's my thing. My goal is because I didn't gap. We did not gap.
Yeah.
So my goal is to retire early now, which would be way better because when you have a gap year, you have to start working and do it for the rest of your life. If you retire early, you're like, I'm done, bitch. I'll go back whenever I want.
None of us are going to be able to retire early.
I'm going to
Correct.
try.
You're gonna try. You lead the way, Kenzie.
I swear to God, I'm going to retire early. It's my goal in life.
Oh, I'll be working home in the ground.
I know, and I'll be on a beach. I'll text you.
You text me and say, I'm broke on the beach over here. All the money ran out. I thought I had it worked out.
I am opening a jerk chicken shop on the beach.
Actually, that sounds pretty awesome.
Exactly.
Well, here's the deal. 57% of Gen Zers, so that is 25 years old or 25 to 18, is it, Case? Is that roughly what your generation
Gen Z?
is? No, it's a little higher than that. I think it
Is
goes
it
to
higher?
27.
I think if you were born in 1997 or later, it's like 1997 to 2012.
Yeah.
I just missed it because I was born in 95.
I know, you're a cuspy.
I'm a cuspy.
Gen Z is actually 12 to 27.
Years old?
Yes.
Oh.
12 to 27 years old.
Okay, so that's what I said.
Yeah.
I just
that's
said
what
the
I
years.
said.
Yeah. 97 to 2012 if you were born in that
Okay, so
range.
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I'm verifying it for you. You're smart.
But in fairness, when you read the definition, you said it's actually, and then
Yeah.
it was exactly what Case said.
Every bit about what you said made it seem like I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's true. No, I thought Case was wrong because I can't do math that fast.
Well, Case was wrong on not taking a
I'm
gap
like,
year.
what an idiot. It's obviously this age.
Yeah, if Case took a gap year, he'd be smart. Did you think about that, Case?
No, because I felt like even by the time I was 18, I was like, well, the job market's closing up. I got to get a job now or else I'll be homeless the rest of my life. Let me figure something out real quick. I've always felt like there's immense pressure to do everything as soon as possible.
Yes, I feel like that too. I already feel like I'm too old for my job. Which
It's
bums
the
me
same.
out.
Same.
No one's gonna hire me. I'm 29.
So 50% of Gen Zers, that age range, 12 to 27, want to do this the rest of their life, like for a living. They want to make money doing this. And I'm shocked by this answer, and we'll tell you what it is here in 5 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. 57% of Gen Zers, people aged 12 to 27, want to do this for a living. Well, I didn't ask you guys. What do you think it is, Kenzie?
So I think it's broadcasting. I think it's our job.
Oh,
Because I think people think it's like, oh, this will be fun. And then when you're starting in broadcasting and you have to work in tiny markets, you have to move 800 times, you have to make no money, you have to work every holiday. It's like, well, this is ass.
this is ass.
And I get it. I remember somebody DMing me once going, hey, can you get some advice? I'm thinking about getting into sports broadcasting. And we
Yeah.
were already in our mid-20s.
Right?
And I go, hey, you need to like it a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Because a guy going into sport, being like, maybe I'd like to work for ESPN, can't be the attitude. You have to really like it because you're going to have the worst shifts ever for no money for like 10 years before.
As I've always said, because I love this to death, and I will always love it to death.
You have to.
I said, if you like it, don't do it. If you have to do it, then it's the best job in the world, and you'll love it to death on my deathbed.
If you think like when you see people in already successful, and you're like, that seems kind of fun. It's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you're seriously watching Shannon Sharp going, all right, I could, and you're like 25 and you're sitting on your couch DMing me that, like it's not. You have to be ready because this is gonna suck.
Well,
for a long time.
especially in the sports talk world, so many people have come up to me and go like, I can talk sports. My friends tell me I know everything.
I used to play in high school. It's awesome.
My nephew wanted to be into sports broadcasting. I said, here's what you do. You got to start taking some steroids and play in the NFL for 10 years.
It's really hard.
Because he wanted to be a play-by-play guy for games, not just sports talk. He wanted to actually do the games. I go, you've got to either be that awesome straight guy like a Gus Johnson, or you got to be a player.
Right.
And it sucks. I'm sorry, that's the reality. But
and then he slept with a bunch of people, and you're like, not like that.
Yeah, you can do that too.
If you're good at sports.
That's still my holdout. I don't want to say my dream job because I can't imagine much things better than this.
Shots fired. Shut up.
Whoa.
Be honest.
But if I could do play-by-play, oh my God, I'd love to so much. That's like the one consistent since birth where if I could just do play-by-play for wrestling or baseball, I'd be so happy.
Well, I'll tell you what I told my nephew when he came to this. I said, you guys try go to a high school first and try to get in.
I have to go to high school?
You have to go to high school and try to intern for someone there doing games, which just means you're going to intern for 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds.
Wait a minute. I have to go back to high school?
You can't just walk into a Rams, Raiders game.
Why not? I'm a pretty funny guy.
You can't do it.
I'm not about sports.
I feel like that's the Seinfeld where Jerry's trying to find George a job, and he's like, George, what do you like? He's like, well, I like talk shows. I can be a talk show host.
Yeah.
I like baseball. I can be a baseball announcer.
And that's what I mean. It's like it's not going to start off fun. Look at Case. He's already like, I can't do Major League immediately.
If you remember when he's telling that to George, he goes, well, they typically give those to guys that played in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And George goes, well, that's not fair. and Jerry goes, I know. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
You can't just walk into a building and say, I want to host a talk show.
Yeah.
I know, it's not fair.
But at the same time, I don't want to discourage anybody. I want to be a beacon of light. If I did this, somehow you could do it. You should always go after your dreams fully and don't listen to anybody else. If you really want to do it, don't listen to anybody. Except for the people that are doing it that might give you good advice.
Well,
That's
I
it.
would say, yeah.
But don't let
I would say
everybody.
if you know nothing about it, maybe you should listen to somebody.
Yeah, but sometimes that's good. Like, listen, people are so always ready to say, it's this hard, it's this hard. No, just go for it. Just go for it and do it. People told me even that in the beginning. It's dad, you don't want to get into that. I've had a blast. I'm happy. Do I sound happy?
No, you sound angry.
Look at the smile on this face.
I'm having fun.
All right. I forgot where we were. Oh, you thought it was broadcasting. Okay, 57% of Gen Zers
Where are we?
want to be this. Case, what do you think it is? It's your people.
I think it's IT, because you probably don't have to go into an office. You don't have to talk to a lot of people. You can just make older people feel stupid for not knowing how to use Outlook.
That's really good.
I know.
Yep. It's not IT. 57% of Gen Zers want to be influencers.
Oh, no.
Now, it sounds like a great job. Because in case you be out there, just post on social media and influence people, get a big following, and then you make money. Well, here's some of the numbers in being an influencer. So 57% want to be. I understand why. If you're a Gen Zer, why wouldn't you want to be an influencer?
Hell yeah.
It sounds like, why wouldn't I want to do that? So there are 4.2 billion people using social media around the world. So that's about half the world. There's 8 billion. Isn't that weird? It's only half the world's using social. What are the other half doing? Having a good time?
I probably don't have phones.
Electricity, running water.
That everyone's like scrolling TikTok. People bigger, fish to fry, Brian.
I would think they're not depressed and not bummed out because social media kind of ruins lives in a lot of ways.
Well,
no,
That's an interesting thing.
So anyway, 4.2 billion social media users. Out of that, 200 million are creators, which sounds like a lot of people, but that's just 4.7% of all people using social media actually make some kind of money. And then you go down to break down in the money. So the most people make less than $15,000 a year. Half of all those people make just that, 15 grand a year, which you can't really live on. Pretty tough. anyway. I mean, I guess you could if you're really
I mean,
skimp.
that's a pretty good side hustle for like photos and stuff that you're already doing, though.
Side hustle, but not a full-time hustle.
Right.
You got to have something else. Which I don't know what that is. Now, less than a third make more than 50 grand a year. So about 28.9% of all those social media people that are creators make 50 grand or more, which that's righteous bucks. That's not bad if you can pull that off. You can live on that.
Yeah, you can work on that.
But it's
Work it
funny
out.
because some people on TikTok have heard this stat and they go like, you don't understand how hard it is. It's Monday through Sunday. It's nonstop, 7 days a week being a creator. It's not as easy as it sounds. Meaning you always have to create content every day. You have to do something. And I know that it's not just you with a cool hamburger. I mean, you got to create content that's engaging. Otherwise, you don't get followers that make the money.
Some things that are popular are very, very time consuming. When certain trends come out, I'm like, well, I don't have time for that trend. That's a lot.
I'm stunned when I stumble across my algorithm that there was just, an attractive woman dancing, like on TikTok, but I'm mostly on a Reels these days. And they have like 4.7 million followers, and that they can't even really dance. They're just doing the little
Well, they're doing better than that.
But they're not, though. Their dancing is not great, but they're attractive, and they somehow and there's other girls that do it, and they only have like 10,000 followers.
Right.
It's just wild how you can be the 4 million person.
If you were late to the dance party, some people started very early.
Late to the dance party.
They were. You can't start now dancing unless you're really, 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 really good.
I don't know.
The problem is that like a lot of people who are big on TikTok started it really, really early. So the first people that you followed. Now TikTok is very oversaturated. It's going to be difficult to get it. Now you'd be like early to the party, early to the dance party.
Case, it's too late to start your dancing TikTok account.
Well, luckily, you had a TikTok in 2020 where you were dancing on it.
That's the thing.
You were having a good time all the time as people were dying of COVID. So
I know, you were dancing to Britney Spears when people were dying.
So you're good. Just hop back on. Everybody's already following you.
I have to be honest, you reading this and you're like, it's just ridiculous. I'm starting to realize you're just mad because your video didn't take off. You're
That's right.
What's really the difference between me and them?
What is the difference? Because I had
here?
the same moves they did, and I had my hot wife in it. So
You
there's
did have your hot wife in it.
So like, what's the point? So that's
Well,
the
you
thing.
made her cover up though.
That's the problem.
Big
She should show more
mistake.
skin.
She should have done it in a bikini.
Yeah,
what
that
were
would
you
have been
thinking?
awesome.
She wasn't wearing her burqa. I mean, she was covered up, but I mean,
Show some wrist, baby.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
well, a whole lot to talk about with the Bears game last night, Sunday Night Football. Gee, how's Justin Fields doing? All right, we'll check on that too. In the meantime, it is Gil Curtis. First look at your headlines of the day.
This is not headline news. The 76th annual Primetime Emmy Awards were last night. Yes, the Emmys are 76 years old, which means they're old enough to remember when people still cared about the Emmys. Eugene Levy hosted with his son Dan, along with Eugene's companion animals, his eyebrows. Jelly Roll performed during the In Memoriam reel. There was also an In Memorial backstage when Jelly Roll killed the snack table of Twinkies and Ringdings. And the audience thought there was a security lapse when a scary-looking disheveled man got on stage. Turns out it was just George Lopez presenting. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q 101.